Yeah, this was for a seat at the table. You know what I mean? For
Yes.
sure. For sure. And yeah, man, Luque did to Chiesa made me heap like so much respect on Luque's name. Like he
Well, and Woodley, like he's been
eh,
dominant in a lot of his fights.
exactly. And he's looked so good. He's so good. He's so well rounded too, right? Like I kind of view him in my head as a striker, but then he's like this super high level black belt jiu-jitsu, can get takedowns. I mean, he's
I
super
always
well
forget he's
rounded.
so good at jiu-jitsu because I think his striking is so good, to be
Exactly. Me
quite
too.
honest.
No, me too. Exactly. And then Belal, I'm not gonna lie. Belal's one of these guys who it's like a blessing and a curse. Like his strength and his strength is that he's well rounded, probably wrestling heavy, but still well rounded. And then, but his weakness is like when you think of Belal Muhammad, nothing
He's got
really comes
nothing
to
special.
mind. Yeah,
He's got nothing
yeah.
special.
But that's
Now,
like
that's
as a
not to
mixed
say he's not
martial artist,
extremely good at everything else, but he is nothing special.
and like it's weird how it resonates in your brain, like in your mind's eye, because like you would think that that's like a compliment. Like as mixed martial artists, you should want it to like kind of all blend together into one kind of non-specialized skill set. But we just have this nostalgia in our head for like the specialized skill sets. Like I don't know, but maybe it's better to be like Bilal.
Well, I mean, I already introduced the odds and the rankings and the history of them fighting. So if
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
dive into it,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that first round opened up essentially as kind of an even striking round until Bilal got a takedown with about 90 seconds or with about 2 minutes to go. Luque gets up with 30 seconds left, but really doesn't do anything after that. And so for me, it was like if that round was even on the feet and Bilal has 90 seconds of control and 1-for-1 on takedown attempts, clearly his round.
Completely agree on the scoring of the round. I will say how easy Luque was able to get up after we just watched Stephen Wonderboy Thompson like unable to get up was pretty
True.
goddamn impressive. And it kind of made me wonder. I was like, okay, so
I
Bilal
think
goes,
Bilal doesn't want to get caught though, trying to defend him getting up with some sort of slick transition to a submission. I'll be quite honest,
yeah, it might have been
because
game plan influence.
Stephen Thompson doesn't have that.
True.
So it's almost like in Bilal's camp, and he's a super game plan kind of guy. You can tell
Yeah.
from the way he fights. Like he is a super game plan kind of guy.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, like when I watch Bilal fight, what I see is Luque gets to a point where he's almost up, and for Bilal to contest it, he's gonna have to take risk. So he says, "I won't take that risk. You can be up. I'll get you down again. I'll beat you a different way."
Yeah.
And I think that
that's
speaks
actually
to
a
his
good way of looking
well-roundedness. I think that speaks to his well-roundedness.
and a solid game plan. So yes, I love that. That was a good breakdown for sure. But I gotta say, like it just like how easy Luque was able to get up. Just kind of at the end of the first round, my mindset wasn't like, oh, Bilal got this in the bag. I was like, okay, Bilal got that round, but like it seems like Luque is going to be able to keep it standing or at least get back to his feet. So like it was interesting to me. Like there was still intrigue.
No, I agree. I honestly, going into the second round, I thought Luque would make adjustments because his corner talked to him about, keep throwing the leg kicks, keep your distance, keep the footwork, throw 1-2s, needs you to throw a little more in combination. And if you keep the leg kick and move, he's not going to be able to get that takedown. Well, that seemed slightly effective once again through the second.
Yeah, much better leg kicks from Luque in round two.
And then Belal gets another takedown. 2 for
Yep.
2 on takedowns. It's about the same time in the round. I believe, did he ride out the round? Or I think Luque got up again in round 2.
I think Luque got up again, but it was still
But
like
didn't do anything after. Like it was like the takedown of
exactly.
control. Once again, it was going to isolate this round for Belal.
And then that's whenever I started to be like, okay, well, we've clearly established that Belal can take him down whenever the hell he wants. And we know Belal's got 5-round cardio. So it's like I don't know. I started to feel pretty good about Belal. Now, and for those that are wondering, like, this was the second leg of my parlay, and I didn't actually pick a fighter. I picked that this fight was going to go to the distance. So especially
Great call.
So I was feeling good, and it ended up, it doesn't even spoil anything. This fight does go to the distance, so I hit that leg of the parlay. But yeah, we both had it 2018 Belal after 2. And then how'd you see 3? I thought the tide started turning a little bit in round 3.
Man, so I thought in round 3 that was the turning of the tide, or at least what would be the turning of the tide in the fight, right? Like,
Yes.
I thought Luque won round 3, hands down. He started to kind of piece Belal up.
Yeah,
Looked like he was way more competent physically. Yeah, Belal was getting like buzzed to where the point like he couldn't go for the takedowns the same way because like to enter while you're rocked like risked him getting finished. Like he could not fight his fight in the third round because Luque kept him on the back foot. which DC said at the very start of the first round is if you keep Belal on his back foot, he will not win the fight. But if you let him pressure you, he will beat you.
Yes, and that was spot on, and that came to fruition. And yeah, you're right. And when I watched that third round, I was like, okay, here's that point in the round where the cream rises from the top. Because going into this, I did think the money line was appropriate. I did think Luque was a better fighter than Belal Muhammad, and a better athlete, and just a more, physically dominant man. But and so like whenever he won round 3 and in pretty convincing fashion and had Belal hurt, I was like, oh, okay. So it just took him a while, and he's going to start to kind of take over. But
now, let me ask you this, because here's the round I'm actually most interested to hear about. Round 4. It's the only round any of the judges disagreed on. Only one disagreed. His name's Chris Lee, so we already know he's probably wrong about it.
And it was the only round I have the word close written for in my notes for sure. So
I'm glad you say that, because I actually wrote close as well. I thought Luque was ahead. Then Belal got, I believe, another takedown in round 4. And I thought it was almost a difference of opinion of, like, do you value Belal's control and ability to stay almost even on the feet, even though he kind of got pieced up to start the round? How'd you see it?
I scored it for Belal. I mean, because of the takedown.
Me too.
And Belal's movement and like his striking defense was so much better in round 4 than it was in round 3, which is good because he needed it to be. And yeah, I mean, pretty much just the takedown. But once again, Luque was able to get back up from that takedown. So I mean, it's it wasn't the best round for Belal, but I scored it. I gave it to him because of the takedown. Like I thought that he wanted to get the takedown. I thought Luque had made it clear that he wanted to keep it standing, and Belal was able to get the takedown. I scored it for Belal.
So the only reason I asked that, and it's important, is, like I said, the one judge that did score it for Luque would then have the fight 39-39 or 38-38 going into the final round.
Tied up. So
it makes the 5th round way more important on that guy's scorecard. For me and you and every other judge, it was 39-37. So, but Muhammad could have lost the 5th round, still won the fight. I thought he came out and finished the fight. Like, not finished, obviously, with the TKO already sort of finished, but, like, I thought his effort was there. His 5-round cardio was very clear.
No,
I thought Muhammad won the 5th round. Like, I didn't think that was very much up for debate.
It might have been Muhammad's best round, which is what
That's
makes him a very dangerous fighter. Like, how many guys can have their best round in the 5th round?
Especially in the top end. Like, if he's going to get a title shot and he's a 5-round fighter, that's the best thing you can be.
Yeah, man, for sure. I couldn't agree more. Because in the 5th round, he was more aggressive. So he got the takedown. And then, but he also took the back in that round, which he wasn't doing in the previous rounds. And then also, he was letting the hands go way more in the 5th round. He was landing some nice straight punches against the guy who we consider to be the better striker. And then, like I said, was the fresher man, had the better cardio. So, I had it 4 rounds to 1 Belal. 2 judges agreed with that. Like you said, the one judge gave Luque 2 rounds, which, whatever. The right man won. A unanimous decision.
Like I said, Salty Amato and Derek Cleary agreed with us 49-46. Chris Lee, the idiot, scored at 48-47. So, for everyone at home, if you ever see Adelaide Bird or Chris Lee or Junichiro Kamijo on a card, be afraid.
Grain of salt, too. Like, take their score with a grain of salt with that when you, like, look back on the fight.